Now, with just a year until the crucial presidential elections, Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, has begun the tortuous task of choosing its top leaders and candidates. The party is set to hold its long-awaited convention where it will pick, among other leaders, its national chairman. But several issues threaten to undermine the convention, including uncertainty about the date, leadership problems, and internal conflicts. My first guest today, Sonny Moniedafe, is vying for the party's top spot. If he wins, he will inherit a party that observers say is deeply divided as the country marches towards the 2023 election. An APC chairmanship aspirant, Sonny Moniedafe, is with me in the studio. So good to have you, Sonny.
Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, Abuja. Good afternoon, Nigeria.
I mean, your party is actually full of several tension here and there. I don't know how you're managing that. The latest information we have right now is that the convention has been postponed indefinitely, and we are having the party writing to INEC to actually say that there's going to be a zonal congress on March 26th. How much of all of this should your party members be taking at the moment? What is the right decision that they should be taking at the moment, especially for those aspirants like you who have booked flights for your delegates, hotels, for the hotels and all of that? I mean.
And for 20 months I've been on the roads campaigning, consulting, 20 months, solid months, promoting the party, selling myself, selling my ticket, making Nigerians aware that somebody like me is in the party, somebody that has a very wide pedigree, somebody that has a very interesting story, history, that will bridge the gap between North and South. Urubo man from Adamawa State, a prince from the Agbaro Kingdom, really not the government of Delta State, but now the Jagaba of Jamaica. I've been saying that story. But you see, in politics, when you have so many people coming in, interests come up, and my only worry is if the interests are pursued ethically. Like this, as I was coming to the studio, people started calling me, including journalists, that zonal congress is coming up. National Convention is zonal congress. If it has been there, why haven't they spoken all this while? But as a stakeholder in the party who was there at the initial birthing of the APC and somebody who knows what to do, I don't think it would be right for me to say some things in public, but it is shocking, but we will overcome it.
Yeah, some have described it as a coup against the aspirants, and this was being hatched by so many people that do not want this issue to actually be tackled immediately, the issue of chairmanship. Do you by chance actually foresee that this postponement is part of the plans, like we have heard, to hold the convention on the same day with the presidential primaries of the party?
That would be suicidal, because I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but if you have somebody who is an interested party supervising the process, I think there's a crisis there. There's a lacuna that I have to be very careful about. I'm not a lawyer, but that would be very, very interesting to watch developments. Now, having said that, a coup against contestants, well, you see, when I started this move, June 2020, 20 months ago, I was determined I will not be discouraged by anything. And I told some people that if they zone the chairmanship to the South, I will contest. My father being from Uyamuge village, which is the place that has, I was told, has the deepest deposit of crude oil. Uyamuge, Agbaro, Ugede North. I said they took it to Adamawa, I will contest. Being born.
That's the Northeast.
Yes, Northeast. And then Abuja, this is my 23rd year in Abuja. So I'm qualified those 3 zones. But I said, no, let me just promote this unity. And I came up with an idea that my move to become national chairman is an idea whose time has come. And I kept pushing for a stronger, better APC, for a stronger Nigeria, a stronger, more united APC, for a stronger Nigeria, better Nigeria, a stronger, more united APC, for a better Nigeria. We have to remember that people out there watching us. Having said that, I think I have the shoulders to take this shock in my stride and wait until I hear from people. Now, one thing I know about my own plan is that it's something that I prayerfully thought about. And everything I've been doing, the progress I've made so far, going to my ward level to declare my intention. You will not. After declaring at the ward level. The chairman of the ward led me to the local government office. I declared. A week after, end of March 2021, the local government chairman led me to the state ESCO. We declared. I followed it methodically. So having done all those things, all these coups, if we are going to come out of it stronger and better, we are going for the zonal Congress.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you that. Like, how come the almighty APC forgot that it needed to run a zonal Congress before a national convention?
So I don't think I'm going to answer that, but I will take it in my stride. And I know that if God means you to have something, nobody can stop you. And I'm that confident. I'm surprised the way I'm taking it, because I was just driving in here. My driver was driving, and I started getting phone calls. Zonal Congress, for real. And then March, and then I know that by June latest we should have had our primaries to elect the candidates, so that I allow for the various issues, petitions, to take place. June. I want to cutting our edges too close to being dangerous, but I know that the leadership that will come up, hopefully I will be there, have the capacity to unite, because problems are meant to be solved. I am telling you, people are very angry right now. But if you come in and people see that you mean well, they will rally behind you to ensure you solve the problem. Now, that one aside, talking about various issues, a crisis before convention, what have you, my leadership wouldn't have allowed for any crisis to last and enter into congresses. We should have solved them earlier. Now, I honestly, Sumner, I don't know what to say except to say that we'll go in there, review it with my campaign team, and we'll come up with a winning formula. Now, going to the zonal congress, I don't mind. I can popularize myself, because I know that even in Adamawa State, where I was born, in Jamaica, 65 years ago, many people didn't really know that, didn't accept that I'm from Adamawa.
Yeah,
but this
that's the
20
message
months,
you have tried to promote, that
yes,
a Nigerian who is given birth to in another part of the country can actually uphold the ideals of that part, aspire for any position and all of that.
Exactly.
Do you think that the APC is failing you in trying to send this message to the nation?
Not the APC. Maybe some people that have other intentions, which, by the way, they have the right to aspire. You have the right to aspire to what you want, but do it the right way.
You think there's no level playing ground for all
I don't think
aspirants?
so. Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so, because I saw it, they said article something in the Constitution. If it has been there, why haven't they done it in the past? I think I've been in party administration for so long. I don't think I ever remember having a zonal congress. I don't think I ever remember it. But it's all good. Taking our stride and move on.
And then there are allegations that the Memalabuni-led caretaker committee doesn't want to leave, or some members, including the head of the committee, wants to contest for the position. What do you make of these allegations that we have seen a committee, an interim committee that's supposed to serve for 6 months, now going close to 2 years, and it's becoming like an elected party leadership?
Well,
because the interim looks like it's been removed.
I shouldn't comment on that, because I'm an interested party. So commenting in public will send the wrong signals. I want to believe that Malabuni is somebody that I've known for how many years now, and he's a decent person. So I want to give him that benefit of doubt that he's not part of this.
You don't want to offend those who are in power.
No, it's not part of that. Sometimes if you know me, when push becomes shove, I speak my mind. And before I speak my mind, I calculate what I'm going to say.
Now let's talk about the fact that APC was made up of different parties that came together in 2015, united and formed one party. They handed over their certificates to INEC, and they all agreed to merge into one party called the All Progressives Congress. Yes. Now you had the CPC, the ACN, and all of that. How come that after 6 to 7 years of, let's just say even 8 years of forming this party, because the party was formed in 2018, I'm sorry, 2013, 2014, yeah, that after all these years, we still have factions, if I can call them that way, or groups referring themselves as CPC, ACN, and all of that, to the extent that people are going to Mr. President to meet with him to say, please endorse this person because he's from the CPC group of APC. Why do you think that's still right?
That is because of some intentions that shouldn't be voiced out. When somebody asked me this question, 2020, I told him that right now we should have gone beyond legacy parties. We are at a stage where the Nigerian state is in danger. The southern part of this country, rightly or wrongly, cry about being marginalized. Now, what better solution do you have than to have somebody like me, proudly, I keep saying it, proudly Urobo from Adamawa State. My name is Sonny Sylvester Moniedafe. Moniedafe means if you have people, you have wealth. But from Adamawa, the Jagaba of Jamaica, what better solution do you need for this situation than to have somebody like me that will come out and say, look, this is your candidate. He has become the chairman. Really? It will calm the nerves in this country.
So you think of yourself as a bridge builder?
I am a bridge. So now I am the bridge. Now, incidentally, I have an in-law whose wife is from Osun State. My wife's elder sister has 4 daughters. First one is married to somebody from Edo State. Second one, somebody from Kaduna State. My wife's immediate younger sister is married to somebody from Abia State. What more do you need? I'm a Nigerian. I have 2 blood brothers. Moses is now Alhaji Musa. Patrick is now Alhaji Said. So I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian candidate. So I want Nigerians, APC members out there, to thank God that they have this kind of idea whose time has come to pass. This idea about national chairman, about my experience from local government level. I was deputy chairman of ACD in Amak. I know what it takes.
In the Abuja.
Yes, which is the local government in Abuja, ACD. I have administered a party from all local government level to the top. I've been to congresses, to conventions, to primaries. I remember
you were once ACN chairman in the FCT. For FCT.
So what more, what better experience do you need? And to borrow this word from Mr. President, I belong to nobody, I belong to everybody. I'm a Nigerian. You come, I'll tell you, I cannot support you. Go and canvass, go and sell yourself to the people, and I'll give you a level playing field. Simple.
Very interesting.
Nigerians deserve better than getting right now.
Very interesting development. We have to go for a break right now, so just stay with us. You're still watching the Arise interview. Plenty more still ahead as we continue our chat with APC Chairmanship aspirant Sonny Moniedafe. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Arise interview. I'm Sumner Sambo, and we've been having this discussion on the APC National Convention with the APC Chairmanship aspirant Sonny Moniedafe, who is still with me in the studio here. And I'll go to you. I mean, you are aspiring to become the national chairman of Nigeria's Governing All Progressives Congress, and you have said several things on what you can do and what you will be able to galvanize the party to do, including saying that you'll be able to raise about 5.4 billion naira from membership dues and all of that. I mean, how feasible is that, considering that many Nigerians who belong to parties don't want to pay their dues?
I think that there was a miscalculation there. It's actually 50.4 billion naira in a year. Oh, interesting.
50.4 billion.
Yes.
And how do you intend to do that?
42 million people registered in the APC as per the last exercise. You can convince them through the chairman. Now, maybe because I was a party chairman in the past, chairmen are very important tools in this whole setup. You must get them to your side. Buy in and say, look, convince your various state members to pay 100 naira.
Yes, you're talking of state chairman now.
State chairman, talking to the members. 42 million, 100 naira a month. That is 4.2 billion naira in 1 month. Multiply by that 12. That is 50.4 billion that can come to the party. That makes the party strong. An idea has started. I have the passion. I'll pursue it. And you can imagine a strong APC. It doesn't require any input from anybody. Somebody asked me, the governors will feel threatened. I'm not fighting anybody. I want to give the governors a chance to make an impact in the country. Go use the IGR you get from your state, use the money you get from FEC, and develop the state. Let the party be strong and independent. Having said that, since 2021, I have this roadmap. 5-point agenda is here. One among the key among them, a reward system in the APC so far is unbelievably almost absent.
And that's why your party has lost some of your members to the opposition PDP.
Imagine.
Because they felt they were not given the right reward after helping the APC to come to power in 2015 and 2019.
Exactly. I went for the meeting with the Vice President in his office on the 4th of January 2019. I anchored the meeting. I said, Mr. Vice President, sir, I've been in opposition for 19 years. He said, how? He said, 16 years of PDP and 3 years of APC. He said, really? I said, yes, sir. I organized a zonal town hall meeting in Enugu. He said, really? I said, yes, sir. I organized a Donald town hall meeting in Uyo. He was shocked. I went to Yola and organized a town hall meeting amongst bishops in Adamawa State with the vice president in 2015. He was shocked. Now, no reward system. Another key point is the three arms of government should work for the interests of Nigerians. Have a situation where National Assembly will summon a DG, for instance, and it will not go. It will not work under my watch. You must respect the three arms. You must have
so
synergy.
how, as national chairman of the party, how would you ensure that that doesn't happen?
I'm going there. I will appeal to the candidate that will become our presidential candidate that you should not carry out a campaign outside the purview of the party office. What happened with Atiku Abubakar in 2007 is that he had a very massive campaign structure outside the party office, and they did not feel they owed any respect, any allegiance to the national officers. Now you now have ministers who are appointed and they don't listen to the party officials. Having said that, I think the party officials too lower their integrity. We said they look down on them.
Isn't that the reason why we are receiving some information that the APC is trying to work something into its constitution, a constitutional amendment to ensure that technocrats who are appointed by the government, by the that belongs to the APC, must in one way or the other abide by the rules or by the agenda of the party?
Now, having said that, I think I saw something to do with voting in the whatever, and it was aimed at the National Assembly members. That had an ulterior motive behind it. Now, anything I will do, I must consult properly, sell the idea to people. We need to have this. And then I will appeal to the president and the governors. Allow the party to be involved in screening of this kind so that they will owe some respect, some allegiance. Because right now we are divided. There is no, to borrow the Hausa word, Faransaba order. We just move on. We must have synergy. We must have somebody will put his foot down and say, look, let us work like this. And it can be done. Because we run party offices. I'm sorry to say this. Nigeria is a country where people sleep as paupers, wake up as multimillionaires. They have no idea what to do. All they do is just stick to somebody, a godfather, and when the position comes, okay, they've given me a Sumner, a Shagari, a slot, you go and occupy. It doesn't know left from right. I'm coming in with my idea, with what to do, prepared already. Somebody asked me, who is your godfather? God is my godfather.
Very interesting.
I don't have anybody. I just sell my idea to people. This is what I can do. And it is here, written.
And you think the idea has been well received by your party members?
Well, one thing I told somebody is, the popular saying that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. I have redefined that. It starts with the idea. Now this idea has sunk into people. They've entered, the art has entered. It can be done. Hopefully, if I'm chairman, I will start implementing it. It can be done. We must, my wife should forgive me. We must think outside the box. We must change the narrative. She says, I keep repeating this thing. I have to repeat until it sinks in. We must change the narrative.
Now, a lot of Nigerians believe that the All Progressives Congress has failed them. A lot of promises that the APC made in 2015, I mean, they didn't fulfill it. In 2019, again, they were given another opportunity to renew their mandate, and they believe that the APC doesn't seem to have fulfilled all of this.
I disagree
What
with
do you
that.
make of that?
I totally disagree. Now, in the history of Nigerian politics, no leader has ever come and continued with the programs of his predecessor. President came in, which is why we have railway all over the place. Second Niger Bridge. How many years? Billions of naira spent on consultants. Not a block was laid on the ground. Today, I think by June, July, we'll commission the Second Niger Bridge. East-West Road, other roads.
How about the insecurity in the country?
Insecurity is something
talking about rising hunger, poverty.
Yes,
I mean, a lot of Nigerians being killed by common diseases.
Yes, common diseases. I'm sorry to be saying this, but these are things that I listened to my colleague, my fellow aspirant, Senator Sanusi in the morning. For the sake of those that didn't hear, let me just repeat it. Just that people just cough up. They are there. Is it right? No, it's not right. For example, kidnapping. I just finished my coursework on my PhD, policy analysis, on the education sector. Now, in the FCT, we have about 167 junior secondary schools to 77. The minister approved 11 more, but it has not come on stream yet. Now, 167 to 77. Every year, about 25,000 students cannot access SS1. I went to Adamawa. Adamawa has 1,400 junior schools. 1,200 junior schools to 400 senior schools. In Adamawa, about 40,000 students each year cannot access SS1. Multiply that by 35 the other states, because in all the states, the junior schools are higher than the senior schools. Funding, UBEC funds junior schools and primary schools. Third fund funds, but SS1 to 3, no funding. Recently, this government came up with education policy that will allow for funding to come to the senior schools. So we are on the way to solving this issue of kidnapping. Now, I use an example. Permit me to use it here now. You have two brothers. You have two sons. One is into kidnapping. The other is a good guy.
Yeah.
The kidnapper goes and kidnaps and makes money. You tend to worship him more because it brings him money.
Okay, we don't have enough time left. I just want to ask you this question. With all of these problems and challenges in the APC, including the failure to hold a convention, no date at the moment, do you think that the APC still stands the chance of winning elections in 2023?
If you have somebody like me that knows the problem and I'm bold enough to solve it, having no godfather, just Nigerians and the party to think about, it can be done. Call the people and say, look, let's reconcile. I will never allow under my leadership for a state to go into Congress with crisis. We must solve it.
We have several state chapters.
It's unfortunate.
With a divided chairmanship and all of that.
It's unfortunate.
Now let's talk of why a lot of the party members, leaders, seem to be going to the president every now and then for him to decide issues, including that such ones that should have been elected. Look at the APC National Chairmanship. We hear that the APC leaders are waiting on President Buhari to select someone who's going to be the APC National Chairman. Don't you think that all of these processes are undemocratic in themselves?
Undemocratic, and then it shouldn't have happened, because if you have a chairman that knows what to do and goes about doing it, it will never happen. They should allow this man to just rest. We are supposed to be autonomous as a party. We should run this party. And if you go by our constitution, the leader of the party, if I'm sorry if this is going to shake some tables, should be the chairman of the party. But you are forcing this on this man. And I remember what happens about local government autonomy, State House of Assembly autonomy. He said, be free. They said they don't want to be free. They want to remain under the It's amazing. They should let this man rest. We can do it with a very willing and able chairman focused. It can be done. And if given the chance, Sonny, Sylvester Moniedafe, the Jagaba of Jamaica, I will do it.
And you think the APC will still come to power in 2023?
Yes, we will. We have what it takes. We have done everything. We have done enough.
You think the PDP is not doing enough to chase you out of power?
When we took over in 1999, Ajaokuta still was 95% completed. Just 5%, they couldn't complete it.
Yeah, but has the APC completed that?
They sold it.
Because I mean, it's still almost like the same thing.
You see, what happened with the power sector? Electricity. Some clauses are there. If you dare touch it, you will pay through your nose. That's certain. The power sector now was commercialized. I said, don't do it. They did it. Now there are clauses there. If you want to remove that contract, you must pay billions of dollars. So
you think that has stopped APC from delivering power to Nigerians?
Well, we can do better, I know. But right now, there are challenges. But APC will do better.
Sumner Moniedafe, APC National Chairmanship aspirant, we must thank you for being on the show today.